we're moving on to Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereia. Knocked him out in the second round. This was the rematch from the fight that was in November of last year. I did not have Israel Adesanya going into this fight. I thought that Alex would just be too much for him. I thought that if anything, he might have had a better chance to knock him out again, or at least be maybe a little bit more dominant than last time. But that did not happen. I think Israel just was too prepared, I guess, for what was coming in the fight. I mean, if you even watch the fight during the knockout, like that's essentially the sequence of the end of the first round from the first fight, except with a couple more seconds added on. So, I thought it was impressive. He got his get back. He's been waiting for it for a bit.
Yeah, shouts out to Israel. He put a stamp in that fight. He definitely knocked Tierra out cold. It was a clean knockout, knocked him to sleep. And now there's a kind of a debate online saying that did Izzy bait him? Did he bait him? Of course, the haters are saying it's a lucky shot. I don't think it was lucky at all. If you saw the slow mo, he was hitting him before Alex went on the ground and collapsed. So I would like to say that Israel probably baited him. I don't think he was playing possum 100% with the leg kick. I think the calf kicks were getting to Israel, but I think when Israel was actually on the fence, I think that's when the possum. Around that time is when he decided, okay, I'm gonna bait him in and watch what happens, and he got him good. That first round that happened, I scored it for Israel, but it was a close competitive round. That round is what I would consider a swing round, where I can understand why somebody else would score for Pereira. It was very close. I thought Izzy edged it out by due to like activity. Um, Second round, it looked like Pereira started to actually start to take over a little bit because of the first part of the round, Izzy was kind of coming out a little aggressive and Pieta started to answer, and then it looked like he started to take over. But I think this is where the debate of the debating and playing possum came in. Was Israel playing possum longer than what we thought he was, or XYZ was he not playing possum until he got to the fence? I don't know, but we could debate all day long. Israel knocked him out clean. It wasn't a lucky knockout punch neither. It was well executed. Pierre got up. He dapped Izzy up. Izzy dapped him up. They actually hugged backstage. Yes, Pierre is still up in the rivalry 3-1, but I think Israel winning this one fight against him probably took so much off his shoulders. Um, I know some people are crying and complaining about the post fight celebrations. The way I see it is shut up, stop crying. It is what it is. Um, yeah, I think it was an exciting main event. Israel was definitely the MVP of that pay per view. Far as what's next for Israel, I don't know. That I think is really interesting because Alex Pereira, I don't think he's going to get the trilogy fight right away. Um, I also don't know if he's really going to fight another middleweight contender because apparently the cut to middleweight is kind of tough. He was willing to suck it up and do it for Israel because of their rivalry. But outside of that, I don't know if he's getting out of bed for Robert Whitaker or Marvin Vittori or Janet Kennedy to cut that weight. I think Pieta is going to move up to 205 and probably try to stake his claim up there. And if we do get another trilogy fight in MMA between Israel and Pieta, I think it will be at 205. I don't think it's going to be at 185. For Adesanya, he cleaned out the division. It's hard to do Whitaker trilogy. It's hard. Nobody wants to see a Vittori trilogy.
No, they don't.
Yeah. Paulo Costa, I'm not gonna if he beats if so listeners, we're gonna get to it, but there's a rumor going around saying Paulo Costa is fighting Hamzat at middleweight. So if the rumor is true, and let's say Paulo Costa does beat Hamzat, I do see a rematch between Izzy and Paulo Costa happening. And then you have who's the dude from South Africa that claims that he's more African than the actually African born people?
Dricus Duplessis.
Yeah. So that dude,
DDP, as they're calling him.
yeah. So Israel already started kind of like bringing him up because he wasn't a big fan of the comments that he mentioned. Actually, a lot of people weren't actually big fans of it, unless of course, you know who you are. That was sitting that's championing it. But if that fight happens, to me it'll be. I don't think that dude deserves a title shot. I really don't. Beating Derek Brunson, a old Derek Brunson, doesn't to me that doesn't warrant title shot. I think the dude needs to fight at least one or two more middleweight contenders. But let's say the UFC gives him a title shot, then if I was Israel, that's easy money. So I really don't know what's next for Israel, man. Israel's in a sweet spot because he could kind of chill out for a little bit. I'm not, but I don't think he will though. Knowing the kind of fighter he is, he's gonna have at least one more fight before the year is up.
It'd be cool if they did like I don't know, what was it, the comeback season for like Israel Adesanya, essentially, because they could do it at this point. He has kind of cleared up the division. There's no clear contender for him. And we can say maybe if and, but there's nobody for him today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.